Hello, everybody. I'm going to go over the biblical basis for predestination. And let me go over to my presentation. So, first of all, um, I'll give a basic definition of predestination, which is that God chose those whom He would save before the foundation of the world. It's a real basic definition. But the first verse that we will be going over is Ephesians 1 4 through 5. Just as he chose us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and blameless before him in love, by predestining us to adoption as sons through Jesus Christ to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. God chose us before the foundation of the world. This is predestination or election. God chose us before the foundation of the world. Why? That we would be holy and blameless before Him in love. This is meaning that He chose those who would be justified before the foundation of the world. He did this out of love for His people. Continued on the next slide. He predestined us to adoption as He predestined us to adoption as sons. Adoption meaning that we will now be in the family of God, those who were justified. This is through Jesus Christ to himself, meaning that redemption accomplishes. The cross accomplished this. This is described as to himself, which himself in this sense is Christ. And this means that the ones who have been adopted will be given to Christ. God did this because of the good pleasure of his will. Um, Next verse is Romans 8:29. Because those whom he foreknew, he also predestined to become conformed to the image of his Son, so that he would be the firstborn among many brothers. Those whom God foreknows will be predestined. Predestined to what? Well, to become conformed to the image of his Son, so that he would be the firstborn of many brothers. I know that this verse doesn't say before the foundation of the world, but God is predestining people to salvation, um, because to salvation here, as also in the previous verse, Ephesians 1 4 through 5. Continued. God predestines us to become conformed to the image of his Son. This is acknowledging salvation as well as sanctification, being predestined. The sanctification, a continual growing in holiness, righteousness, and Christ likeness. This is so that Jesus would be the firstborn among many brothers. This is referencing the resurrection. Jesus is the firstborn from the dead, which means that Jesus was the first to rise from the dead with a glorified body. The last verse we will be looking over is Revelation 17:8. The beast that you saw was and is not and is about to come up out of the abyss and go to destruction. And those who dwell on the earth, whose name has not been written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, will wonder when they see the beast that he was and is not and will come. Part of this verse that I will talk about, I talk about, but the one that the portion of this verse I will talk about is about the foundation of the world. This verse talks about the ones whose names aren't in the book of life, and this was see in verse 7 in Revelation 17:8. It talks about whose name has not been written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. This means that God elected those unto salvation because the ones whose names weren't put in the book of life before the foundation of the world will be unbelievers. This means that there were names put in the book of life before the foundation of the world, which indicates that God predestines people to salvation. Um, well, that's the three verses that I had that I was going to go over. Thank you for watching the stream. If there are any topics that you want me to talk about, comment them down below. Um, and yeah, hopefully, going to be able to make more videos like this and to help people out. So, bye.